Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente, and here are some of today's trends in the news. Woo! Watched Obama's State of the Union address last night. You know what I have to go through to deliver trends in the news and write the Trends Journal. What suffering. And not only him, all of it. The trained seals clapping, all the fanfare when the flunky congressmen walk in and the senators and the Supreme Court. Not much has changed from the good old days of King George III. It was a campaign speech, and he really brought to light that the Chinese are 100% right. This is the year of the snake, because boy, did he do the snake and weasel act. Hey, you liberals, bet you missed this one with all your applauding that he's going to increase the minimum wage and drive people out of poverty. No, it isn't. $9 an hour doesn't buy you a ticket out of poverty. And all of these corporations out there, partly because of his Obamacare scam, that's forcing us to buy insurance from private companies, merger of state and corporate powers called fascism, they're only hiring people part-time. But this is what they all missed. Quote, now, in the meantime, the natural gas boom has led to cleaner power and greater energy independence. We need to encourage that. That's why my administration will keep cutting red tape and speeding up new oil and gas permits. Yeah, frack you. Oh, you know what just happened? You probably don't. You know, he opened up the Arctic Circle for more drilling. Now Shell is taking out their drilling platforms. These old antiquated pieces of shit that were built in the 1960s that they made a drilling rig out of. And the other one that crashed. And now they're bringing them to Asia for repair. And they may be proving environmentalists right. Cutting red tape. That means giving them a free ride. Cutting red tape. Oh, and you may have missed this too. Yeah. He defended his drone assassination policy. That's right, liberals. The country's turning into a fascist state. Where necessary, through a range of capabilities, we will continue to take direct action against those terrorists who pose the greatest threat to Americans. Oh, you know them out there. Maybe you could identify the ones that pose the greatest threat. You don't need a judge. You don't need a jury. You don't need a trial. All you need is the executioner. And you have the executioner in chief. He said that his administration had worked tirelessly to forge a durable legal and policy framework to guide such operations. Yes, pseudo-legal justification that abrogates the principles of this country that go back since the founding fathers. How they must be turning in their grave, and the patriots that fought and gave their lives for the freedom of the people to be taken away so blatantly. And he's going to reignite the true engine of American growth and generate a thriving middle class. Now let me get this straight, girls and boys out there in TV land. If the cat didn't do it before, What makes you think he's going to do it again? And people forget that the Savior came in with huge support behind him. He could have done anything he wanted to when he first came in 4 years ago, and he didn't do anything. Here's more of what.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Here's more. Take precautions. I'm giving you a warning. I only put the bullshit button on after. Now I'm giving you a pre-warning to get ready for this bullshit. A growing economy that creates good middle-class jobs. That must be our North Star. He goes into the Rev routine when he's saying this, man. That must be our North Star. Yeah, how are you going to do it? Every day, you remember this now, every day we should ask ourselves 3 questions as a nation. So remember this, every day you ask yourself these 3 questions by order of El Presidente. How do we attract more jobs to our shores? I could answer that one. Don't send them overseas. Hey, too complicated for you? NAFTA? How about you? How do we equip our people with the skills to do those jobs? By destroying the bullshit education system that we have. That's of the industrial age model. And if it was working, we wouldn't be in this trouble. And bringing our money home rather than having it in bases around the world. And cut the $1.2 trillion we spend in defense and defense-related expenditures. How about that for starters? I just answered 2 of the questions that I ask myself every day. Number 3, how do we make sure that hard work leads to a decent living? Real simple, man. Break up the monopolies. There used to be retail stores. People used to have hardware stores. They used to have stationery stores. There used to be local banks. But you Republicans and you Democrats, destroyed what was put in place so you could give all the money to your buddies, the big bankers and big businessmen. Yeah, those are the 3 questions. Just a few stats to put things into place. All you Obama apologists. During Obama's first term, 93% of all income gains went to the richest 1% of Americans. Got it? And since 2007 to 2010, the last years we have those numbers, U.S. median net worth declined by 38.8%. And people believe this crap. The markets, they didn't go up on Obama's news. Don't understand why. Maybe because they know it was all.
Bullshit level, DEFCON 5.
It was nothing more than a campaign speech. Empty, 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 empty. Some other news. 2 years after revolt, Libya faces a host of problems. Nearly 2 years after a revolt that ousted and killed the Libyan leader, Colonel Muammar el-Gaddafi, Libya's weak government is struggling to control its borders, stop the smuggling of weapons, and manage regional militias that have refused to disarm, according to conclusions of an international meeting on Libyan security. You know what that is? That's pure propaganda. A revolt that ousted and killed Libyan leader? How about a war that was launched by Obama and Cameron and Sarkozy and others and the Arab Little League to overthrow? It wasn't, they killed the guy, man. They invaded the country. They gave the people all the armaments they needed to kill him. They're rewriting history. Remember, it was a time-limited, scope-limited kinetic action. That's what it was. not a revolt. There you got it. The whole thing breaking down. And they'll get more to do, and other wars to fight. Headline of the Financial Times. Love that old headline. Look at that old logo type they used. This is their 125th year today. G7 moves to stabilize currencies backfires. Oh, wow. Currency wars. We looked up when I first said it. I wrote about in the Trends Journal in the autumn of 2010. It's there for everybody. Hey, one more shot. Currency war fears spread across Latin America. As the developed economies rush to devalue, the region's investor darlings are crying foul. Latin America is going Brazil. Previously, it was only Brazil, the region's biggest economy, that complained about the competitive devaluations generated by money printing in the West. The so-called currency wars. That's it. And this is Gerald Celente. And that's some of today's trends in the news.
There's a hideout in the depths of Harlem. It's a sizzling red-hot rendezvous, where the folks about town all gather round, high hats from the avenue. Every night till break of day, cats all idle time away. Down at Joe's where crowds are gay and the jive is jumping. Jive is jumping. Vipers swaying everywhere. No one seems to have a care. Everyone is merry there. Jive is jumping. Jive is jumping. While the band is swinging now, jitterbugs are jumping about. Suddenly you hear them shout, come on fellas, let's get mellow. Whip up tea and slug and rye, knock till you hit the sky. Everything goes floating by. Jive is jumping. Jive is jumping. Time away down at Joe's where crowds are gay. Jive is jumping, jive is jumping. Vipers swing everywhere. No one seems to have a care. Everyone is merry there and the jive is jumping, jive is jumping. While the band is swinging now, jitterbugs are jumping about. Suddenly you hear them shout, come on fellas, let's get mellow. Whip up tea, slug and rye, knock you till you hit the sky. Everything goes floating by and the jive is jumping. Jive is jumping. Oh, the jive is jumping. Them cats is jumping. Oh, everybody jumping. And the jive is jumping.